Hey, hello and welcome back to Sabao the Showdown. It's me, Gonzo, again with Freddy doing his third game. All of them with me. I'm a lucky contributor, and I get to experience Fred as much as you guys. And we're jumping into Abbster Gaming. We unfortunately started recording the game on turn two for Bonney, so we have already seen both players go through one search for Sebi and Bonney and another search two searches for Abbster with two supernova Luffys, so we're gonna carry on from there. Are you familiar with either of these decks, Fred?
Oh yes, well I've been at the end of Jack's amazing Bonney plays for as long as I can remember in playing the deck. So very familiar with Bonney here, and Law bit of a new one, but seen it growing in popularity at the locals, especially in the meta. A lot of people are running the Law.
Mm-hmm. Abbster has been like a big propellant of the deck, and like I've been one of the main people that pretty much every time he opens with the deck, I will just jump into the YouTube live stream. So we definitely are gonna see some quality playback here, and we are seeing Bonnie into Bonnie for him, kind of deferring a bit of um, Sebi's curve by locking one of the Dawn. So now we either have an Roche or we cannot really do the plays we want. So like the Smoker plays, which are definitely troublesome for Abbster on this specific point in the game. If like we drop the 5 card Smoker, get one Dawn up, and then just swing 5, allows us to pile up a lot of pressure on green yellow. So that's kind of out of the equation. Um, I'm guessing probably the best counterplay for Sebi would be dropping Rouge and still managing to get the Dawn up out of the deal, but definitely not as powerful. So I do like that Bonnie doing some work.
Yep, a Rouge definitely a good play here. Gets the Donna play set for leader ability. Can halt one of these attacks or even rest the blocker here. And I don't think Green Yellow Law runs a lot of removal. Their best removal option is Hody Jones, rest and then swing into a character. So this Arouge is definitely sticking around for a while.
We do have some Zeus on the mix as well. It's like everyone's favorite new
Of
yellow card.
course.
Although I don't think Law wants to be spending a life on dealing with that Rouge, so you're probably right about it anyways, even though the option exists. It's not the one we're most excited about from the green yellow player's perspective. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm
Oh,
still getting used to Zeus being run, but it's a very good option in Green Yellow
mm-hmm.
Law, especially if your opponent tries to starve you, get that
Uh,
life back. But that's an easy block from the 6k swing, Bonnie on Bonnie, gets rid of the Apu.
ooh, here's everyone's favorite supernova, 3 core 6K, kind of. And
Oh,
there's
and it is the Zeus. Abster goes down to 1 life, gets rid of that road, and bounces it back to hand with leader ability. Does he get
mhm.
blind leader ability? Ooh, that is a kid killer searcher. Opts
yeah,
not to play it though.
yeah, he does get it. It's just not what he wants to be seeing. I like this. This basically tells me we're gonna see some secret law plays going forward because we're on 1 life, which is kind of dangerous territory already for law, right? So we have some way to develop board without it, or to even just leave the life on top if Bonnie develops more than we can handle. Oh, I see Skepas is on chat as well. Welcome in. Always nice to have you around, especially for Green Yellow Law play and support of Abster. And Jack's already complained about Zeus too. Okay.
Gets a Cavendish of his own. Very
It's
strong
just
here, but we know that Abster has the Zeus in hand, so this might not stick around for long.
but
Although Zeus might not be the best play here. Puts puts him down to 0 life, and blockering up might not be the smartest idea because of that Hody Jones. But no, he goes for the ACOS Kid. Very strong here in combination with the Cavendish. Gets him his 2 Don back. 1 Don on the Kid for the ability. 1 Don on leader. Gets him his leader ability as well. So strong.
that Definitely fun stuff.
And then Abbster here can get down a blocker with the kid leader ability. So there might have been an option there to possibly rest the ACOS kid there with Bonney's leader ability, just so Abbster doesn't get the character ability off and puts down an extra blocker.
Oh, that is fair.
But we'll
Hmm.
see if Abbster has any blockers in his hand. Reveals that kid killer again with the leader ability. Plays nothing off his leader ability, but then plays the Zeus.
Wipe that Cavendish, and this time he doesn't misclick on the Dawn, as we've seen happen every now and again on his sim plays. He definitely, it's happened to all of us, where you just decide to swing a bit bigger, and we do see the Dawn in kid, and now we're effectively an 8k leader, which is troublesome for Bonney. It's gonna take some setup to get rid of that.
Absolutely. But Sebi is on 9 Don here, and 9 cost Shanks could be devastating. I'm not sure. He doesn't run. He does. He does run a full playset. So this could be 9 cost Shanks. There's no Cavendish to stop the ACOS kid removal. But instead, just plays the
Oh,
manga Zorro. Now that's a flex. That's not
that
just any Zorro.
that
Really
definitely
good to
is.
see.
Huh.
This is a pretty good position for Sebi here. Absa can't go for the lethal, and I don't think outside of Hody he has a way to deal with this Zori. Even Hody, I think
I
Sebi has enough counter in hand to
I think Holy
save it.
basically means going for lethal, not going for sorrow. We have 5 cards in hand, which is not where Bonnie wants to be, and we get to rest both the blocker and the Dawn. So, getting 4 swings in with Cavendish in there, it's not that unreasonable, actually.
It could happen, but could be close. I think Absa might go for something a bit more conservative, maybe a 7 cost law, heal 1, maybe not even use its leader ability. Oh well, using the leader ability to bounce back the Zeus is always that's always had great flexibility with the green yellow law leader. You don't have to play what's on the top of your life. You could just use it to bounce back one of these really versatile 2Ks, like the Zeus, like the 2K Beige from OP10, the Luffy Searcher. So many good little chump characters that you just love to bounce back to hand. So you could see that from Abbster here.
He's basically evaluating how much work that Sorrow can do and whether it's worth playing around Shanks in hand. And I do feel like he does have the holy and is running those maths. It's kind of one of those spots where wondering whether we can get away with lethal or we can survive is the likeliest of the 2 situations, right? 5 cards in hand.
Absolutely. Well, 5 cards in hand, 3 cards that he's getting from his life here. And while Bonney does run a lot of bricks, I feel like it could be a pretty dangerous play to go for lethal here. Because you've only really got 2 big swings here with the kids and the Hody. Whereas Bonney, Cavendish, and Law, even with the Cavendish standing 2 Don, I think it's still going to be pretty risky. You can counter out of 2 of those swings, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see what I go for. Absa taking his time here. Maybe he needs to hurry it up here. If I was judging this game, I'd be like, slow play, man. Get it going.
That's kind of fair enough. Although I suppose, like, if we take a look at the timer, right, in this game, we are kind of early into it. So I'd say it's worth considering. Okay, yeah, yeah.
He does go for the Hody.
Mm-hmm.
Rest the Don, rest the Orig blocker. Is he just trying to
Oh,
clear a bit of board here and hold on with the ACOS kid? I don't think that's very wise with the Zorro on board. But no, it
maybe
looks
a
like he is
2K
going for some
landed
face
early.
swings.
If there's not a 2K in Sebi's hand, we're kind of in a weird spot, but there is.
That's the
Okay.
new X trait from the starter deck. believe it lets you rest a 5 cost and restand a Don at the end of the turn, so very versatile,
I think so.
especially being a 2K and searchable after Supernova Searches. Very nice card for Bonney.
Yeah, it's just a lot of consistency coming into the deck after the starter deck. It's just some really searchable cards, some very interesting searchers as well. I do really like Kid Killer's power to make Bonney kind of holy proof, right? In a sense, at least on the Dawn side of things, or judge proof in the Reiju case.
Absolutely. It's another 6 here. If this is another 2K, this absolutely stops Abbster's attempt at lethal, unless he wants to put 4 Don on the Bonney here and swing another 8 and go 8 or some combination. But that would be very, very risky here. So I think he might just stop the lethal push and try to develop some blockers to save this 8 cost kid.
Is fair enough.
Maybe try and get rid of this Arouge now that's rested, and could be a very wise play here. He swings with the Hody. We'll see where that's going. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
going for the Arouge. He's just clearing board. Keeping some Don up. Does Abbster run the counter events? I've seen a couple of green yellow Lul list run the Elephant Gatling,
Room.
the green event. And they also run Room as well. Combos very well with the Kid Killer ability to get an active Don back, but it doesn't look like he's running it.
No, unfortunately not. We're not on that spot right now. We are playing beige over. Okay. We do have a huge hand size, so I think lethaling is going to be a bit complicated, even if we manage to play a Shanks and get rid of this. That means we got a 6 swing. Nah.
Absolutely. It's looking like a tough spot here for Sebi, but I think lethal might be his only out here. There's always a chance that that's just a lot of bricks in Abster's hand.
Yeah. We do need to set up some down into that Sorrow to get away with it, and we have 2 blockers, so I'm not too sure how far we go into this. Huh.
Oh, Hody rests both the blockers. Very nice. He is definitely going for the lethal swing here. It's a shame he doesn't have the Cavendish to restand 2 Don.
We're gonna go 11 twice. Yeah, that demands more counter out of hand.
Yep, just 2 2Ks. Goes for another 11. That's another 2 2Ks. Could this be 8 and 5? No, he does have the counter. And yep, just a swing and a scoop. And he counters off the 5 into 8 swing. Just because, well, that was a very fast game from Abbster and Sebi there. But Abbster with Green Yellow Law takes game 1. What do you think?
It's been a bit of a roller coaster at the end. Like it did feel like that Sora could do pretty much all of the work, but in the end, that kid's still huge, and Abbster managed to find 4 2Ks, which is a very respectable number. Especially considering that the lollies don't run that many of them. Really, right? We are on 4 beige, 3 sus at this point, and 2, so like 9. So yeah, oh, that's definitely good. I feel like maybe Bonney countered a bit too aggressively early on, and then was a bit deprived of tools to deal with the board at the end. There's not that many good plays that he could have managed to do in this spot, but I feel like Shanks might have been a bit more impactful than Sora in this specific turn, because it forces Abbster to kind of have to go for lethal altogether on that spot, and without the 9K swing from Kid, that would have been impossible. and then you have a huge monster to deal with on the way back. You can use leader ability to rest the blocker even if you have to, and yeah, I don't know. It's all a bit tougher. So I do feel like maybe if we didn't counter that aggressively early on, we might have been able to go away with the game a bit further. But masterful play from Abbster. That that was a really good holy turn and good risk management. Which is like a big part of the game, anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. He just managed to get his combos off. He didn't care that he was on such low life, just held on with that ACOS kid. Uh, yeah, really well played. We'll see if he can pull it off in game two. Looks like, oh, we don't know who's going first or second. What do you think? Do you think Sebi here gets to choose? Do you think Bonney wants to go first or second in this matchup?
So it will basically come down to whether they prefer disrupting um, Lost game plan. I feel like they want like I would take first away from Abbster on this spot just to avoid the super powerful like Cavendish plays on 5 down, or even like some of the interesting like 3 down plays that you get to do the setup on. But in general, if I can stop them from going Cavendish into beige into maybe blocker law, I do have an easier time to deal with it. And yeah, Seb is going first just to get away from that. Even though likely Bonney might work generally a bit better on the other curve, but I'm not too sure with the new cuts whether there's been a big change to its own desires of the curve.
No, looks like he's definitely taking your words of wisdom, and I think I agree. You know, both players have some really great 5 drops. They both run Cavendish. Sebi runs the carrots as well. Does he run the smokers as well? The 5 cost smokers? Doesn't
Uh,
look like it, but Rouge as well. Still a really good 5 drop. Even playing down that X Drake to rest something is really strong at 5. So Sebi's definitely on a good curve here. And like you said, stopping Abster's really strong 5 down plays as well.
yeah.
Really slows him down.
I also kind of like X Drake on the stand just to maybe completely get rid of one of the blockers, rest it, swing into it with leader if we have the possibility on the 5 down turn, right? Like if we have set up a Bonney or set up beige, just rest it on 5, get it on up. It's good tempo, even though it might not be the kind of play we're gonna see now.
Absolutely. Looks like Sebi finds his own ACOS kid, whilst that kid killer
Mm-hmm.
searcher. I think that could be a crucial card in this matchup. We saw how well Abbster used it to survive for so long on 0 life. Sebi could opt to do the same here.
Yeah, it's a green matchup, right? So effectively, there's no clean ways to get rid of that kid, at least for green yellow. Like Shanks is a great one for Bonnie, but it also depends on the kind of setup and protection green yellow has. So definitely gonna be the role player over here. Okay.
Absolutely. And thinking about it, I don't think Sebi even cares about the 2 cost blocker edge effect on the kids. Even if he 9 cost Sanji's it, instead of getting KO'd, the kid goes to life, but that still gets it off the board and you can get a couple more 5k swings in.
It's a
So,
huge tempo swing.
yeah, that's huge. And it just forces Abster to play it out again. That's a huge tempo loss there. Okay, looks like Abster plays out the EB01 Apu, rests 2 cost, and just clears that kid killer. Really doesn't want him to get that leader ability later on. And then
That is
stacks
amazing.
his life with the blocker law. Gonna bounce some 2Ks back to hand, establish a big blocker, gets a lot of value back. And yeah, bounces the Apu back as well, so doesn't even lose the 2K.
Maybe the
Really
beige, I
strong.
think, is he's trying to figure out which one of the two Ks he wants access to in hand. It does seem like it's a poo.
And bounces back the Leafy Searcher to play the Leafy Searcher. And this is exactly how Green Yellow Law gets such a huge hand size, they can keep recurring those searches, and yeah, they just grow and grow and grow. They're essentially drawing 2 cards a turn and never losing tempo. Really
Yeah.
great to see.
Let's. Okay, so we find another beige 2K, which means that even if Bonney somehow deals with the one on board, we do have a second option to keep setting up life and keep piling up pressure. Okay.
Okay, I'm surprised that wasn't a block there from Abbster. 5 into the Bonney Searcher. He could have easily blocked with the Law there and kept the Bonney Searcher around. I don't think there's much that could have punished him there.
Carrot, I
Oh, of
think.
course, Carrot. Yes, could have rested the. Could have kept the Law blocker frozen. See, this is why I don't play Green Yellow Law.
Yeah, I feel like we're just respecting Carrot on this spot, which, yeah, I'm not sure how necessary would have been, but you need board space anyways. That Bonney is annoying not to get free value of, but you're already on the recycling one cost situation anyways. So I think it's fair. That turned into a blocker. You managed to not expose yourself to a timely Carrot, and yeah, we'll see where that goes from here.
Absolutely. So it looks like he's being very aggressive with this blocker here, just trying to poke at Bonney, get it down low. Green Yellow Law is quite aggressive once it starts getting the bodies out. It does a lot of 6K pokes and doesn't
Okay.
really care about the blockers.
I need to interrupt you for a second because we might need to be quiet for a whole minute thanks to try spending 1,000 points to get us to speak in German for a minute. But none of us speaks German. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check with Jack what we're supposed to be doing here.
Nine.
Maybe we just kick Trey off stream for the day.
That could be a ban incoming. Yeah, can we just get the AI Google Translate on board? The chat GPT?
Yeah. I mean, I can speak Spanish for a minute if Trix wants and just commented the whole thing, but I'm not sure that's going to be very beneficial either.
Well, it's a very easy question to answer, Drake. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Nine. And that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah. Oh, Laboon is making things even more complicated. No, I don't think Welsh would work out for me either, unfortunately.
I think the most Welsh I know is, well, they say Yachida for cheers. I learned that one. And you know what they call a microwave in Welsh? It's a poppity ping.
Oh my god. I think I prefer the silence. Cool. Okay, Cavendish is on the house on both places now. And ooh, that is yummy. I love that all of our commentator team is just enjoying the chat right now. Good. Yeah, Heart of the Cards low blocker that keeps us going.
Wow, that is amazing. You're absolutely right. Didn't even set that up. Just reel the top card, hoping for something, and he got a low blocker. Bounced. Was that a Luffy back to hand? No, he bounced a Bedge back to hand.
Yeah.
Plays a Searcher Luffy and gets another 2K Bedge. Wow, the combo is just all coming out for Abbster. It's all coming up Abbster.
Okay.
I think this has really put Sebi in a bad position here. Because
He
Bonney really thrives on slowing down the game, getting to that late game where they can play out those big, impactful bodies like Zorro, like Shanks, like Hody, and just get a board going that the opponent has a really bad time of dealing with because of the leader ability as well. But with Absa here just piling on the aggression, it's a really bad spot for Sebi here, I think.
it's definitely an intimidating spot to be on. We did not take the free block either. It's a bit more fun.
Nope. So maybe he's still respecting that carrot, although he's already got one low block arrested. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was afraid of the Hody Jones, although the Hody could have just rested the blocker anyway. I don't know, but here comes the carrot.
Mm-hmm.
Rest that low blocker, but I don't think Abbster cares too much. He's already got two other 6K swingers and his leader. Possibly even a Hody coming down. That would be very sad for Sebi here.
Yeah, that Hody would definitely spell a lot of trouble. And we are on 0 life as well. Hmm.
And I noticed, just looking at Abster's list, running more Hodies than usual. I saw some lords running 2 to 3. He's running the full playset of Hodies, just a guarantee that he finds them. It's a very key card for some matchups, trying to find the lethal. But no Hody this turn. Goes for the 8 cost kid. I believe that's the one of in his deck. He found it again.
Yeah, it's kind of fun because this deck goes so far and so deep into it that it's quite simple to find your one of copy. I guess the question is, did Sebi find one of the 4 Shankses this time, and will that be enough? Or chipping away the hand size by going out at Cavendish, that is definitely problematic. And that will force Sebi to decide whether he wants to get rid of Rush. Okay, back to hand, and we replay it with Kid.
I think that's Sebi's missing a trick here. Again, with his leader
Oh,
ability active, he chooses
yeah.
not to rest the kid, so Abster gets the kid ability off, sorry, and gets down this bedge blocker, which now protects it from the 9 cost Shanks. So he used his leader ability to stop maybe an extra 6K swing. Purely just to get a 2K counter of hand, whereas he could have stopped this bedge blocker coming out. So I'm not too sure about that.
It is a fair point. It's definitely allowing for some shenanigans for Abbster, and now Shanks is a less attractive proposition as well.
Absolutely. It does get the 8 cost kid off the board, does put it into life. And we know that Green Yellow Law can't use his leader ability on anything higher than a 5 cost. So he can't cheat out that 8 cost kid again. He's going to have to hard play it if he wants that out again. But no, he plays the Hody, takes his own life. This is a pretty precarious spot for Sebi now, unless he wants to try and clear the board here.
It needs to go through Kid first, right? So.
Just swings with the Cavendish just to get that 2 Don. Swings with a carrot to get the freeze off on the Cavendish. Very smart choice. Stop that extra 2 Don. And now just big swing into this kid. No blocker to protect it. This is either going to be a lot of cards from Abster's hand,
I
or
think it is,
maybe
right?
let it go.
We do know that there's at least two 2K beige in hand that are pretty much pointless now. So, you know,
It looks
we are
like that's
okay.
two beige and a Luffy searcher. I think that was. I think that was the alt art Luffy.
Yep, the one we just bounced, probably.
Yep. So that has chipped away a lot of Abster's hand advantage there. Freezing that Cavendish as well means he doesn't get the 2 extra Don on his turn.
And we
But
do have
now this
three
is a lot of
buffers.
blockers restood for Abbster, so I think this 8 cost kid might be living again.
Mm-hmm. I see 6 cards in Sebi's hand as well after taking the life from Hody.
That's a Hody of his own there.
Mm.
I think this could just be Abbster poking a board here, try to KO some stuff. If not, just chip away at Sebi's hand size.
Yeah, that is fair enough. Huh. 5 life.
Okay,
Or
just
5
testing the
rush.
waters there.
Was card number 2.
Abbster thinking about swinging with these law blockers does compromise his ACOS kid more, but puts the aggression on Sebi as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's correct as long as we get rid of um, that Cavendish to like stop any very, very powerful shenanigans we've done. So if we're able.
Absolutely, this carrot and the Cavendish are high priority targets. I think the Cavendish more so. The carrot being able to freeze that Hody makes it a non-issue. But he just lets the Cavendish go. And this is going to be 9 into, I can assume, the carrot. Try to get that off the board.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty good position here for Abbster. 3 blockers are protecting this kid. Even if a Hody Jones does come down, he'll still have 1 more blocker to defend it.
Okay, that goes away. I don't hate swinging with one of the blockers into that rush, just to avoid keeping it on up for Bonney if we can. Yeah, there we go. 7. Give me 2 cards if you want to. No, we let it go. That absolutely tracks.
You know, I think this signals a lot about Sebi's hand. He wasn't willing to 2K, 1K out of any of those, even that last hit, because he could have paid it out that second swing from the second law blocker there if he 2K, 1K. But I think this shows that maybe he's just got a lot of 1Ks or maybe just a lot of bricks. Maybe it's just a lot of 9Ks. We know he has that ACOS kid in hand, but I don't think that helps him too much. But he still plays it down. Gets a blocker as well.
Mm-hmm. Now this is a bit more interesting. Because that Rocinante is not really holdable, at least not very easily. Because you still get to save the rested kid. Even if you don't block it, right? So
Oh, I
what's going.
love that about the Rosinante block. It's a love-hate relationship. I hate going against it, but I love when I have that ability active.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I was on Zero Life, 8 cost kid on board, someone goes for a Roger on me, 10 cost Roger, and goes, haha, now you can't block. And I just use it
Well,
anyway.
it's fine. I'll just throw him in the bin instead. It's absolutely okay.
So good.
I do
But
feel
no, he
like.
goes for a 10. I think this is really smart from Abbster here. Just even with the blocker active, still got 10 Don to play with and some big bodies to swing with. And Sebi doesn't have a lot of cards in hand. So yeah, just trying to get some cards out of hand and get this ACOS kid down. Yep, this is looking like a block, and I think that's really smart from Sebi. Just force out some more Don commitment from Abbster here.
Yep, that does make total sense. I feel like I want to go 11 on this one. Or just everything. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
that
that
works.
is 13 at this kid. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4 2Ks to save it. There's no way Sebi is saving this.
Mm-mm. No.
Yep, there he goes. And just passes. I was going to ask if, do you think he should have poked with those law blockers?
I'm not too sure. I feel like one of the cards that puts you in trouble right now is just the 9 cost. Sorry, 9 cost shanks, right? So you might not need to expose yourself to it, knowing you're not going for lethal. You have 2 big enough bodies to deal with this. So it's not a big deal. We just take some time. We make some board space. We're good to go.
Absolutely. Okay, so here comes another carrot, freezes that Hody. Really
Mhm.
strong, getting the aggression off. Leaves a Don up, gets a Rosinante as well, can protect the Hody here if he goes for big swings. Okay, Sebi in a pretty good spot.
Unless there's one more holy.
Oh, the second
Yeah.
Hody.
Yeah. That card is definitely a sight for sore eyes. I feel like in the meta right now, it's just like all but mandatory to be running this card on 4. He's brutalizing Sebi a bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. Doesn't even rest the Rosanane blocker because, like you said, he knows the ability. Doesn't matter if it's rested, he can just use the ability to trash itself, save a rested character from being KO'd. So instead, just rest the Kara and the Don, tries to clear
Mhm.
board, assert even more dominance over the board. 2 Hodies, an 8 cost kid, and I think that's about 5 cards in hand still. So that's a huge advantage there.
Yeah, that is 5 to 3 in hand. No life, but
I mean, one thing I will say about this position now is Sebi has 1 less blocker to fight through. He got rid of that 5 cost law, so maybe you can make something happen here.
there we go.
There's the Shanks. Now, will he KO? He does KO the kid. It goes back into life from the beige ability. Was going to ask, maybe he could KO the Hody. It's not a supernova, so it's not affected by beige's ability. It will go through. But I think it was really a good choice to get the 8 cost kid off the field. Stop him being an 8 cost leader. 8k power leader, sorry. And
Yeah.
stop some big swings coming at him. Really good. Now, I think the only thing he has to fear here is yet another Hody. I think that would really seal this game out.
I 9.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to poke. He's only got 5 cards in hand here for Sebi. So if he can't counter out this swing, then it's just GG's. Yep. I think that's just going to be
Yeah,
9
that's
down on the law blocker, I think. Go.
and that's 15 for life. Yeah. I mean, you can split them as you want, right? But 15 plus leader is basically game.
Got the 0 cost event. Trashes the kid. Another 0 cost event. How's that? Oh,
Oh, that's even more brutal. That was
that's so
unnecessary, man.
evil. We know the 15 leader would have killed it, but instead, no, he just styles it out with the
Yeah.
restand law. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that was some very good play and very good law risk management and a lot of like hatred towards Green Kid, I think, in general on the game.